I'll squeeze an orange on it.
Oh, right.
Because I find lemon and lime are too sour for me usually. But orange or other kinds of like mandarin oranges or migniolas or things that have wonderful flavor.
Actually, oranges and avocado right now pretty good too.
Yeah, they do.
They do very well.
They do. So that's the simplest dressing that is acceptable. It tastes good. And, you know, the idea of a dressing, you don't really necessarily need one, but sometimes you want some liquid to just kind of put all that crunchy stuff together. So I think that's, if you just remember that, you just take a couple oranges with you if you have to go to a restaurant.
Well, you're very inspirational, everyone.
Well, so are you, Arnold. But I want to tell you a couple of other things that I learned from the new books.
Okay.
So that was that I can eat fruits with my salad. So sometimes I will put mango on my salad, which I didn't ever do from 1973. Like no fruit with my vegetables. So that freed me, and so actually that way I can get more fruit.
Right.
Because what happened before was when I stopped eating fruit in my day, I wouldn't have any. But now I could. And another thing was I was afraid if I ate fruit at night it would keep me awake because of sugar. But I found it doesn't. You know, I could eat.
That's one point. After you eat fruit, drink water.
Rinse your mouth.
Rinse your mouth. That's a key, which I haven't been following up until yesterday. Every time you eat fruit, you should rinse your mouth with water.
Right. Or just have a drink of water and you can drink it in your mouth and swish.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And then you can swallow it.
Then you can swallow it.
You don't want to
Put it on your plants.
You don't want to dilute what you just ate with water.
Right.
And now the other thing was what I learned from the grant is that that you can get enough fat, all the fat that you need, from only fruits and vegetables without eating avocados.
Right.
And without eating nuts and seeds. Because if you eat a lettuce leaf without any dressing on it, you'll taste that there's a fat in it.
There's a fat in it.
And it's very satisfying. There's fat in bananas. When you eat things by themselves, if you eat a mono meal, if you eat one kind of food at a time, you will taste a lot more than when you mix it. And you'll notice there is some fat. There is
absolutely.
And
I like avocado, but I eat more.
I love avocado, but
I'm not giving up my avocado.
My natural hygiene friends, my raw friends in Ann Arbor, more and more of them are telling me that they're losing their interest in eating avocado.
Oh, wow.
Because the more you eat the mono meals, the more satisfied your tongue is. And the lighter your body is, and so the less other stuff that you need. So, but I still, you know, sometimes think I want an avocado late at night because I feel I want to be filled up. But what I've been doing lately, though, is I'm thinking, what does Dr. Graham say? And what does Dr. Shelton say? Dr. Shelton says, if you want something late at night, by the way, you want to leave like 3 hours before you go to bed, after you finish eating so that you digest it. Dr. Shelton will say, eat a few leaves of romaine lettuce. But what I've done with my Dr. Graham thinking, Dr. Douglas is I try, well, let's see what happens if I eat a banana instead of eating some nuts or almond butter or an avocado. And I found it's fine. I mean, it's satisfying and it doesn't keep me awake.
They were not fine.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe I have to make it into two. Can I ask you one question? Since we have you, what is the impact on your health since this 30 years of eating raw?
Well, I'll tell you, since I've gone all raw, which is a year and a half ago, my skin has gotten much smoother. It's so soft. I mean, my skin just feels like silk. And it's really cleared up. And I used to kind of have blotchy. Well, I discovered I was drinking juices. Now I don't have juices. Very rare. Yeah, I was drinking
a lot of sugar.
Well, the acid of orange juice was giving me a rash.
Wow.
And I didn't know where that rash was coming from.
Was it too much juices? Or?
Too much. Well, any juice is actually too much because it's a concentrate, right? You want to eat the whole, fresh, ripe, raw, organic fruit.
Whole is always best.
With the fiber and the water.
Right, absolutely.
And
blending, that's why I like blending. I like blend better juices.
Me too. So
for that reason.
Blending is the way if you want to like make it whole liquid.
Right.
But juicing is actually unnatural and concentrates. Even if it's a good thing, you get too much of the juice.
Well, Norman Walker lived to 119. Can't argue with that.
Pardon me?
He lived to 119 years old.
He didn't.
He didn't.
No,
Some said 109
No,
years.
that's a myth. I've read that it isn't. But he lived long.
He lived long.
And he was a cool guy.
Cool guy.
And I got a lot of good ideas from him. He has another book called Salads.
Yes.
And I can't find my copy.
I have it.
You have it?
Yeah.
Maybe it's still available.
Still available.
And I think it was in his book that he
Yeah.
said the salad is the main dish.
Oh, I see.
But that was directed to people who eat things
Anything.
besides salad.
Right,
You know, but I eat only salad.
Right.
So, but I still remember. So the idea of you don't need to eat much fat, and that fat actually is the cause of diabetes.
By the way, she's more of a fanatic than I am. Way more
I'm not a
fanatic.
fanatic. I'm an enthusiast.
Enthusiast.
I'm excited.
Way more than
I'm
I am.
excited
You
about
make
it.
me look like a.
No, you are the only one who has
Right.
a natural hygiene store in the whole continent.
The whole continent. Wow.
And I was so excited to find you,
Right,
and,
right.
and I'll come here every chance
Oh,
I
good,
get, and
good.
I'm grateful that you're
Oh,
here.
good, good.
But I wanted to say what was I saying? Something about, diabetes and candida are actually, and hypoglycemia are actually caused by too much fat in the diet.
Absolutely.
Not by too much sugar. And
Absolutely.
it shouldn't be called a sugar metabolism disease.
Should
People don't
actually,
realize-
page 29, Rogalco, page 29.
Doug Graham's 80-10-10 diet
Well, so-
explains it very
Right,
well,
right.
and people don't realize that there's diabetes everywhere you turn.
In fact, the cell cannot receive food nitrogen because the fat on the cell.
The fat on the insulin molecule in the
It's
blood,
also on the cell too. The cell cannot.
the cell cannot receive.
And then canal cell cannot receive it.
The cell cannot receive. The insulin cannot function,
That's right.
and so that means the sugar is left in the bloodstream,
Right.
and the body says to the pancreas, "Send more insulin because we have to
Right.
get rid of the sugar."
Right.
So it sends more insulin, but the insulin can't function.
That's right.
And after a while, the pancreas can't work anymore.
Not only that, what has been shown, I think, out of the Healing Cancer movie, the diabetes, give her diabetes in 1 week's time just by changing her lifestyle.
And colitis and all that
Oh,
stuff.
go on.
Read Klein's book.
Going.
And there's one other thing about mono diets. If
Okay.
you eat one fruit at a time,
Pretty much covering every disease here.
your taste after a while, your body will say, all right, that's enough of that, and it will change.
Right.
It won't taste good to you. And your body saying, okay, stop eating that. But if you mix things, if you make a smoothie,
Right.
you won't notice that taste. So you have to be careful about how much you have, and that's the blessing of the mono meal.
Right.
So
agree.
for me, fruit mono meals are the best thing, and sometimes that's all I have all day.
Yeah, I do that. I eat bananas and I don't worry about myself.
But
I do eat green drinks.
But I love the green drinks too. But at a certain point in my day, my body says,
Enough stuff.
enough sweet.
Right, yeah.
Give me the veggie fruits and
Right.
greens. I don't want any more sugar.
Yeah, I generally need it about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock on. I switch to the non-sweet.
I usually switch more like dinner time. I keep my sweet fruit going all afternoon because I'm a teacher and I need my energy.
Oh, good.
And if I don't have time to like sit down and eat, the green smoothies are the great thing, and I love it. This one is green only by mint. It doesn't have any lettuce, kale, or collards in it, but sometimes I put lettuce. So I applaud you, Arnold.
Okay, I applaud you too.
And,
Thank you.
and you know, try thinking about the all raw beauties
Yes.
and happiness.
You're an inspiration here.
And just, Ellen Livingston, I'm going to tell you, she's our raw teacher in Ann
Yeah.
Arbor. She has a website, livingyoga.now.com. And it's
LivingYoga.com
Living Yoga Now.
LivingYoga.now
Dot
talks
com.
about raw food and yoga.
Raw food
Natural
and yoga.
hygiene, mono fruit, and yoga.
Yes, and it's mostly about raw food.
Most of
And
it.
she also has a very long explanation of her fasting experience. Well, it's not very long. She wrote a few articles about her fasting experience with Doug Graham this past January 2008. And she did a very long fast, and Lenny
What
Morris,
was days?
I think it was 26 days, I forget. She was there for like 6 weeks because, you know,
4
you
weeks.
come out of the fast.
Yeah,
slowly.
4 weeks. One of fasting.